All right, if we could all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United
All right, I'd like a motion to approve the agenda.
Move.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And it passes. Need a motion to approve the Board of Education meeting minutes for July 18th, 2019.
So move.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, that passes. Next, we have patron comments. So we do have a patron comment tonight, so I'm just going to read this. Our speaker will be limited to 3 minutes. And please know that at the board's discretion, the board or superintendent may respond immediately to an issue raised during patron comments for clarification. However, our general practice is to respond to the comment at a later time via phone call or a written message if a response is needed. So we have a table here with a microphone, so both the board and the audience may hear the patron comments clearly. And just a reminder, board meeting proceedings are also recorded and posted on Rockwood's YouTube channel. So this evening, I'd ask Jean Tevlin to come forward. She's going to talk to us about recycling. Welcome. Yep, you can go ahead and sit. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jean Tevlin, and I'm a para with Special School District, and I work at Westridge Elementary. I want to welcome you, Dr. Miles, to the Rockwood School District, and I look forward to working with you. I've been at a few board meetings before to talk about Crayola's Color Cycle program, where Crayola will recycle any marker, any plastic marker, any type or any brand, and they pay for shipping. So I want to share some of the results from the last year of recycling. I found out about the program in April of 2018, reached out to the schools and informed them about the program and asked them to participate. We got things set up, did emails, and I came to a couple meetings, got the support of Dr. Cobb, and from April till the end of the school year 2018, Rockwood saved 19,312 markers from the landfill. So this past school year, we started with the recycling, and this last school year alone, Rockwood saved 44,125 markers from sitting in the landfill for who knows how long. That's over 100% increase. It's awesome. And that's Rockwood, Dr. Miles. We step up. And it is vital that we stay with this program and keep kids recycling and thinking about recycling. Which brings me to another point I'm here tonight, because school's going to start soon. And I verified with the Republic Services that the cardboard boxes that markers and pens and crayons come in are recyclable. They can go in the blue recycle bins that we have in our classrooms. The boxes need to be flattened, and if there's a plastic window on the box, that just needs to be removed, but that's really, it sounds like a lot more than what it is. So I am requesting that as we begin our new school year and the students bring in their boxes of new supplies, it be emphasized to every school that the right thing to do is to have the students put those boxes in the recycle bin, to flatten them first and then put them in the recycle bin. That's what I wanted to say. So thank you very much for your time and your continued support. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Got 30
I am a
seconds
huge
left.
recycling nut, so this makes me
Good.
so happy.
Good.
Very, very
Happy
good.
to hear that. Okay, thanks.
All right, next we have superintendent and board comments, and that would be our superintendent, Dr. Mark Miles.
A few things to share, certainly. Last Thursday, I had the pleasure of visiting Marquette High School to observe a joint practice between Marquette and Rockwood Summit football teams. They went through drills together, scrimmage, and then ended the day with a relay competition that showed off the players' strength and endurance. I also had the chance to head up the hill from the stadium as I noticed the Marquette High School marching band was practicing. I was able to share with them that I'm a former trumpet player. I actually do play the trumpet. I just need to practice quite a bit. They were fascinated by that. It was really fun to see them preparing for the marching band season. It really took me back. Certainly athletics, arts, and academics are a major component of a memorable educational experience, and it was great seeing our Rockwood students practicing their passions. So a few photos there for you. Also, recently I was honored to take part in the Vic Salute to Excellence in Education Awards at St. Louis University. It was a great night of tributes to honor our Rockwood students and their successes. I continue to say it's vitally important for our students and their families to know that they're part of the Rockwood community, and I was so thankful to have an opportunity to join in the celebration. It was a wonderful evening. Last week, several Rockwood administrators and I met with emergency responders from several municipalities in the school district for the annual summer review of safety policies and procedures. School safety and crisis response certainly remains a priority for our district. And these meetings, such as this, serve as an important opportunity to enhance our partnership with emergency responders so that in the event of an emergency, we're not having to meet for the first time. We know names and faces and have wonderfully collaborative relationships. So we look forward to continuing those partnerships for many, many years. Also an exciting part of the summer, Rockwood administrators gathered at Lafayette High School, seems so long ago, on July 19th for the annual Administrators Conference. It was a chance for district leadership to reunite to kick off the year, collaborate, and certainly learn from each other as we prepare to welcome our students and staff back to the 2019-2020 school year. This year's theme was Back to the Future, and the day was full of learning and team-building activities that reinforced the tenets of our new strategic plan, The Way Forward, and the administrator's role in making it a success. To begin the day, I provided an overview of my personal and professional life. I know there have been many questions about what's he like, it was my hope that administrators gained a sense of that, and then concluded the day by sharing a story of the impact of educators upon my own life. We also, during the day, explored the profile of a learner and profile of a leader, and really getting ready to implement our strategic plan. So it was a wonderful day of learning for all. Also, Jacob Hinton, a cellist going into his senior year at Lafayette High School, was recently selected to play with the All-National Orchestra, a group that includes some of the top high school musicians in the U.S. Jacob and the orchestra will perform at the National Association for Music Education's conference in Orlando, Florida in November. Also, the Rockwood South Middle School 8th grade band has been selected to perform at this year's Missouri Music Educators Association conference. The group is one of 10 bands from around the state that will perform at the conference, and that's in January of 2020 in Osage Beach. We want to congratulate Jacob and the Rockwood South Band for those recognitions. Also, I know that this is our final meeting of the Board of Education prior to the first day of school on Monday, August 12th. I simply can't wait for that first day of school. I'm excited to see everyone back in our classrooms, and I'll be visiting all of our schools within the first 3 days. So it will be a mad rush from site to site, but certainly looking forward to that. And finally, one of my favorite parts already this summer has been traveling around the district and meeting some of our students, and I recently received a few personalized tours from some of our outstanding students at Kerrs Mill Elementary, Crestview Middle School, and Rockwood Summit. I learned a few things from them. One, what they'd like to see in their superintendent, what they think makes a good teacher, and I even got to try out my DJ voice on the radio. So let's take a look.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good.
Hi, I'm Mark Miles.
I'm Mackenzie Williams.
Hi there, nice to meet you.
Davey Hoffman.
Hi, Peter Mark Miles.
Drew Warden.
Hi there, nice to meet you. Are you my tour guides today?
Yes.
All right, show me your school.
Good morning.
Good morning, I'm Kamaya.
Hi, Kamaya.
I'm Evan.
Hi, Evan. I'll ask you questions. You can ask me questions. Anything you want to know about me, and I'll ask you about your experience in Rockwood and specifically Summit. So, show us wherever you'd like.
Well, this is our common area.
Yep.
Right here on the ground, we have our crest, so that's a big, important part of our school.
Are you supposed to walk on the crest?
No, we are not supposed to step on the crest.
All right. Is this how we do it? All right, what are we going to build together? What do you think the greatest thing about being a teacher is?
Seeing students.
Seeing students? Yes.
Teaching.
Teaching.
Probably having your own sport board. Yeah.
What sports do you play growing up?
Oh, what sports? So I played softball in the fall. My school was small, so instead of football, I played fast pitch softball, and then basketball was my favorite sport. And I started out in track and field, but I found out I don't like to run too much. So as I explore St. Louis, what's your favorite pizza place?
I would have to say Emo's.
Emo?
I feel like that's what
Emos?
everyone is.
I've already had Emos.
You have?
I heard you had a radio station here. Let's go check that out.
Okay, sounds good.
This is incredible. So how often is this a class? How often is this used?
This is a class.
We recently got upgraded to 24/7 broadcasting.
Live from KFT in Studios, it's 92.7 FM. How's that? Thank you.
Cardinals or Blues?
Can I choose both? And the Blues just won the Stanley Cup. I was on my way moving to St. Louis when I received notification that they had won the Stanley Cup. That was exciting. What are some words that would describe Miss Kaplan?
She's funny, caring, she's strict. Why did you want to become an educator?
Well, educators had a profound impact upon my life. Some of the words you used about your teachers: kind, caring, compassionate. So what do you expect of your superintendent? A lot, okay.
To be fun.
To be fun. So how can a superintendent be fun? I guess I could come over during recess. I could join you in learning in the classroom, maybe. So what do principals do?
They make sure everybody's safe.
Yes, very important job. What else do you think principals do?
They do meetings with people.
They have lots of meetings with teachers. Fantastic. Thanks for the tour.
Have a good day.
You too. I think there is only one way to end our school tour today. A superintendent selfie. You up for it?
Yep.
2, 3. Perfect. Ladies, thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your day. So that's a month in the life.
I'm tired. All right, good job. Any board comments?
I had the opportunity to attend the leadership conference, and want a big thank you to all the people that put so much effort into getting that done for that day. And there was so much positive energy in the room from the administrators, and deep discussion, real discussion that was going on. So kudos to everybody that put it together. Good way to start the year.
Yeah, Lisa Counts, Renee Trottier, great leaders in that process as well of bringing us all together to learn that day.
Else? All right, very well. Next, we need a motion to approve the consent agenda items as submitted. Motion and a second. Any discussion?
Yes, if they'll go to the gifts, donations, Bowles PTO, monetary, $3,325, reimbursed for the 2018-19 field trips for Bowles Elementary. Quite a gift, nice gift. Donations for LaSalle Springs High School, Bayer U.S. Crop Science Corporate Engagement Building, BB 1220, monetary $3,000. Purchase greenhouse design a hydroponic system and buy supplies for it. Those are really two nice donations. They continue to come in each and every meeting. We'll have some more next meeting.
Else? All right, so the motion is to approve the consent agenda items as submitted. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, that passes. All right, next on to our agenda items. I need a motion to approve the review of policy 2870, administering medicines to students.
Move.
Motion and a second. And Dr. Lisa Counts is coming up to talk about this with us.
Sorry. Hello. 2870 is a policy that we would like to ask for review on, a PIN, administering medicines to students. And I'm presenting on behalf of Terry, who oversees nursing. But through my conversation with him, first of all, this is a policy that is up for recommendation through the state. The legislation hasn't changed on this, but it's in the works. And we personally in Rockwood have not reviewed this in quite a few years. It will also allow us to update some of our practices to become more technological. Some of our practices for administering and record keeping are a little bit antiquated with all paper records and things like that. So we'd like to ask for a PIN to review that, and then when we get a chance to do that and of course consider any legislative changes, we would bring that back to you for review.
Questions? All right, so the motion is to approve the review of policy 2870. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, that passes. Thank you. Next, we need a motion to approve revisions to policy 2235, admissions of resident students, and policy 7210, construction contracts, bidding, and awards.
Move.
Motion and a second. And Dr. Miles, you're going to talk about these two?
Bet. So due to updated legal requirements from recent legislative action, we're requesting the board waive the standard PIN process, first reading and second reading adoption process, and approve the revisions this evening as the final reading. So as you look at the first policy, 2235, admission of resident students, that incorporates language related to the enrollment of military transfer students. In essence, if parents have been relocated to the district as a result of a military order and are unable to provide proof of residency at the time of registration, they may simply submit proof of the military order. Then, within 10 days of the student's attendance within the district, the parent or guardian shall provide proof of residency according to district guidelines. So it provides some flexibility for our families who may be in the military. And then for revisions to policy 7210, construction contracts, bidding, and awards, that's related to required processes for bidding. So I've asked Mr. Paul Northington, a Chief Financial Officer, to come forward to address any questions from the board relating to that policy revision.
This is part of House Bill 604 and basically raised the limit for when we have to publish or advertise for construction projects. The limit before the legislative change was $15,000. It raises that threshold to $50,000. So those projects between 15 and 50 now, we won't have to go through the process of advertising in the St. Louis Suburban Journal or other media outlets. It doesn't change our practice, though, as far as anything over 7,500, we're still going to get 3 written bids and things of that nature. So we're going to follow those practices, but it does limit the scope for when we have to formally advertise in media. So it's all legislative.
Paul, do you know what the reasoning is behind that?
Excuse me?
What is the reasoning behind that?
I just think it's been a long time since they've raised that dollar threshold, and if you really think about it, in a construction project, $15,000 is kind of small in today's terms. So I think it kind of adjusts for time and inflation.
Good, thanks.
Yeah.
Questions about either of those? All right, so the motion is to approve revisions to policy 2235 and 7210. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, that passes. Next, a motion to approve the Greater St. Louis Suburban Public Athletic and Activities Association resolution as submitted. Motion and a second. And Dr. Miles is going to talk to us about this one.
So very briefly, this resolution represents an agreement between Suburban Conference School Districts and the Greater St. Louis Suburban Public Athletic and Activities Association Executive Committee. Beyond the resolution, I've also reviewed the organization's constitution and bylaws, and operations manual. It's a bestseller. So I recommend approval of the resolution this evening.
Any changes to it? Mark?
No, it simply formalizes the agreement between processes between the suburban districts and the executive committee. Simply solidifies that and asks for board approval. So there'll be many districts around St. Louis taking similar action with their boards of education.
Questions? All right, the motion is to approve the Greater St. Louis Suburban Public Athletic Activities Association resolution. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, that passes. Next, a motion to approve the bond issue purchases and related contracts, $7,500 to $150,000, as submitted.
Move.
Motion and a second, and I have Deb Kettering coming up.
The first expenditure is for licenses to allow us to control and manage the iPads that we just purchased for K1.
Questions on that? I have Shelley Willock coming up too, no? Oh yeah, where's the other, wait, never mind. Sorry, I'm trying to get the other one open.
There's one more.
Yeah.
This-
Yep, go ahead.
Okay, the second one is to purchase cases for the iPads because we don't want our investment to be in pieces on the floor. So, with our previous experience with tablets, they're a wise investment.
Any questions on that? All right, and then we have two more. Okay, so we're gonna send Bob up, right? Everybody's looking at me like I'm crazy, but I have two more.
Bob's coming up.
And they're all together, so, all right, Bob.
I'm reprising my role of STEM coordinator for 1 minute here. So this is the furniture that was purchased for the Baldwin Elementary Innovation Room. They were our last room. Construction happened over the summer. And so as I transitioned out, I helped Brian Reed, our current STEM coordinator, complete this order, and he couldn't be here tonight, so I am stepping in. So it is more of the standard furniture that we have pretty much purchased in every other room.
We're done.
We are, yes, that is the last one. So, very exciting. I want to get over there and kind of see how it looks now that it's all done.
Else? Okay, that motion is to approve those bond issue purchases. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, that passes. Thank you. All right, next, a motion to approve the Board of Education meeting calendar for August through December 2020 and January through July 2021.
So we'll move.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? I have Dr. Mark Miles and Janet.
So typically board meetings are on the first and third Thursday of the month. Janet has taken a look at all the events. You'll notice in September the addition of a meeting on the 29th for a short tax hearing, we hope. Certainly all of the meetings are up for discussion, but we've outlined the 2020-2021 school year and anticipated dates of board meetings. Janet, have I missed anything?
I just wanted to point out that that 18th of March meeting is right before the spring break, which the last 2 years we've been canceling, and it's been kind of hard for human resources and finance to get everything done that month when we only have one meeting, especially since the next meeting after that is the 8th of April, which that's almost a full month if we canceled it.
The preference would be to have 2 meetings in March so that we can fully implement the hiring process.
Just for hiring finance. So we were just briefly talking here when this came out. Is there any reason why, and let's look at December 17th, 2020, why we couldn't have the meeting on the 16th, which is a Wednesday?
Why?
Because 17th, we all sit here and go, why are we here on a Thursday night and Christmas starts in a few weeks? I'm
Just real
saying.
quick, remember the calendar hasn't been approved, and those dates are likely to change. The
Okay.
winter break is likely to change.
Okay. And the same can be said about if it's changed March 2021, moving a meeting to a Wednesday instead of a Thursday night. Because, the Thursday
Again,
night
the
before spring
19th is
break.
likely to change.
Okay.
So
Well, then, can we make some adjustments on that? But I'm just saying, when you're looking at the calendar, let's look at some of those dates. Am I off on that? Do people want to come on the 18th when spring break starts on the 19th? I know, but I'm okay. Theoretically, all I'm saying is,
I think if we're looking at this
if you're
calendar
looking at
right
it.
here, moving the March date for sure makes sense because some people might choose to leave on Thursday to travel if they're traveling. December doesn't bother me as much this time because we, on this calendar, have school on the 18th.
It's a regular school day on the 18th
But
right now.
Again, I think we have to approve this like this, and then once we see what happens with the school calendar, we might need to just revisit this somehow.
Yeah, we're going to probably,
Yeah.
especially if it ends up going later, graduation could move.
Right.
I mean, there could be a lot of different things that move.
Yeah.
I do have a question about January. We only have one meeting, and not pose a hardship, but 17th.
In the past, we've only had one meeting at that time.
Seems like a long time to go for finances.
Sometimes that's part of the discussion of the December meeting too. So we had a discussion, should we have?
if we do the one on the 7th, then most of the staff will have to come in the week of
Okay.
the holiday to work to make that meeting happen.
I just want to make
which
sure that
is-
we're giving them enough time for the business department to do their thing.
Right.
Okay. 14th and 28th.
Yeah. Yeah, so we can approve this and we can move anything around. This,
Until we get,
it's up to you. I mean, usually we just like to put this out and then
a lot of changes then.
Do you think your calendar will be coming forward for the 2021 school year?
the second board meeting in September, that's our tentative, hopefully hard date to bring it forward. But real quickly, the only things that would change would be that, and this is again a draft, we would go to school on December 21st and 22nd. So the 17th wouldn't be of December, wouldn't be right before the winter break. And again, draft format, we would have school on March 19th. Those are the only two impacts that I would really see.
Would move that we do.
The motion is to approve, so if we want to remove that motion, we'll have to do that. Is that what the board would like to do?
Sure.
Pardon me?
I make the motion?
Yeah, we'll just table it. And,
Okay.
And we can just do it in October or after the other calendar comes out.
Sounds
And there
good.
just won't be any dates out there.
Okay.
All right, next we have board retreat discussion.
So I'll talk. We have this coming. What? We have this coming up on the 22nd, Thursday. Right now, Janet put this agenda together, starting at 9 that morning. We'll come together and we'll start with presentations around 9:05. If you're following along, facilities and budget updates will kick things off, followed by human resources hiring practices. There's built-in question time for each subject area. Then the curriculum cycle, and then the final one is the elementary, secondary, and student services update, which will be the lengthiest one because it covers the most the variety of topics. And then we'll break for a quick lunch, and then we'll go into the MSBA board training that afternoon starting at 1, and I think that's still kind of up in the air, the length of that, till you talk to her.
2.5 hours minimum.
Minimum, okay. So,
Probably more like 3 hours,
Yeah.
3.5 maybe.
okay.
What kind of feedback do you need from us tonight?
Just wanted to make sure everybody's okay starting at 9.
Okay.
For one.
Yeah.
Originally, we talked about it being at 8, but it's up to you guys, whatever you want to do. Here. Mm-hmm. And then, the end date, the end time can change depending on, I didn't know if you wanted to move lunch later and move MSBA later to give the morning group more time if they needed it, or if you're all good with what the times are on here.
So the times for the morning session, item number 2, take us up to 12:30, I'm assuming, is how this is working.
Give or take, depending on how much
questions.
discussion there is.
I mean, I think this looks good to me.
It's okay.
Yeah. I'm sure I'll be arriving right on time because I have a elementary late start kiddo, but yeah, I'll be here on time.
All right, we good on that?
Is everybody good with the topics and how that's all looking on paper? Any suggestions or ideas? Okay, and we kind of hope that what will come out of that retreat day, just to give you some idea, might generate some topic ideas for the COPE committee to then take to our COPE meeting, which is the following week, and we'll come up with a list of topics that we might want to dive deeper into at future meetings. So keep that in mind as we're talking through that day. All right, good.
Thank you for your work on this. Looks good so far. Proposed agenda for the August 15, 2019 Board of Education meeting. Anybody have any questions, comments about it? Everybody good? Okay. Future agenda presentations and events to attend. Monday, August 12th is the first day of school. Anything else on agenda items? Upcoming events to attend?
When the next.
Okay. Very good. All right, if there's nothing else, we will adjourn the meeting.